With the Super Bowl this weekend, the 2025 offseason is quickly approaching. New coaching hires happening, getting a lot closer to free agency coming up. The Minnesota Vikings haven't made a firm determination on impending free agent quarterback Sam Darnold's future with the organization. We all saw as he exceeded all expectations in 2024. But he did struggle to close out the year. Taking a look at some of his stats this season, he did find a ton of success. Ranked 5th in the NFL in passing yards and passing touchdowns, 6th in yards per attempt, and his passer rating there. But there is a guy in the waiting, and that is 2024 quarterback who was drafted 10th overall to the Minnesota Vikings in J.J. McCarthy. Now, the rookie mesmerized fans in his first outing, a preseason game at home against the Raiders. But just a few days later, the team reporting a torn meniscus in his right knee, and that put him on the shelf for the rest of the season. Now, McCarthy is progressing in his recovery, not only up and running, but he is also throwing the ball again. Well on his way to success entering 2025. J.J. McCarthy joining us now on CBS Sports HQ. First and foremost, how are you feeling? Where are you at with your recovery process, J.J.?
I'm feeling amazing. You know, we're running, throwing, doing the whole thing, and it feels better than ever.
Love to hear that. What would you say was the biggest adjustment going from that Michigan offense to the Viking system?
I would say the biggest adjustment is just, you know, are you willing to empty your cup of knowledge of what you learned before so it doesn't disrupt, you know, all the knowledge and wisdom that you're going to obtain being in a room like I was in this past season. So being able to really just step back and truly act like I don't know a single thing about the game and take in as much as possible, that was the biggest adjustment that I had to make because, you know, this offense is very intricate and it has a lot of details that make the thing go. So, yeah.
With that said, which teammate or coach helped you the most in that transition? Did you get any good advice from Sam Darnold?
Yeah, great advice from all the quarterbacks, but Coach O'Connell has definitely been the one that has, you know, really opened my mind up to so many different aspects of the offense, the game in general, and just, you know, how to really be a pro quarterback. You know, his expectations of me are held to such a standard that I can't thank him enough for every single day. And, you know, just being able to know that we get the chance to go to war together every single game, every single day next year, it's going to be freaking, you know, a fun ride with that guy.
You have worked under some pretty incredible coaches, and everyone that I know that knows Jim Harbaugh has a good story. What's your favorite one you could share with us?
My favorite one that I tell everybody, which literally gave me the utmost respect for him in the world and gave me this I'll run through a brick wall for you kind of mantra with, you know, him and Coach O'Connell. It was, you know, I think it was July. Like summer camp, it's freaking hot. We just finished 3-hour practice. He calls it Indian summer in Michigan around that time. And it's just like the man decided, so we do these fourth quarter finishers after every single, we did these fourth quarter finishers after every single practice, and he decided to do every single one of them with us. And there was a day that it was extremely strenuous. We were pushing these prowlers that the O-linemen were pushing in. He was doing it in shoes, and it was just set up for failure. And he was still doing it. And then at the end of it, you know, all these bodies on the laundry room floor, just like totally exhausted. And I look up and I see Coach Harbaugh right there, leaning on the wall like, and right there, I knew that he was my guy and I was going to do anything for him and do whatever I was asked.
Man, he is one of a kind, that's for sure. I got to ask you, where did you watch the Michigan-Ohio State game? Where were you?
To be honest with you, I was right here at home, and I was watching with my lovely fiance and my dogs, and it was a nail biter, but you know, it was just old school Michigan football that we all love and appreciate watching, and they got the job done. Which at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So it was a great game.
They certainly did. What were your thoughts on the flag planting? I know everyone made a huge deal about it.
All the extracurriculars and stuff, it's really not necessary. And I am a true believer in that unnecessary movement will get you in big trouble every single time. But, these these guys are watching guys from the past like Baker do it. And, it was fine when he did it. And, now it's a big rivalry, a lot of emotions. And I get what transpired. But at the end of the day, just keep the main thing the main thing. Leave it on the field. If they want to plant their flag, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's about how we respond to situations like that. And who knows if that was a little extra fuel for Ohio State to go do the whole thing. And, Michigan will never know if that was the case, but you never know.
We'll never know. That's very mature of you. Very mature answer there. Have you had a kind of welcome to the NFL moment, whether it was practice, in the preseason game, just being around certain players where you're like, holy, I made it. Like, I'm here.
I would say my welcome to the NFL moment was IR. I had no idea injury reserve. There was 2 of them, and that one was taken out for the whole year. So I'd say that, and just all the different things that go outside of just those great and phenomenal athletes that you're playing with and playing against. And in terms of on the field, Byron Murphy, he caught this interception. I've never seen someone jump so high and make it so effortlessly. He literally looked like Mike flying through the air. It was a beautiful sight.
All right, so you mentioned the IR there, and you're in your recovery process right now, and I know you've really been prioritizing your sleep during this process. So how has the sleep number bed kind of aided you in that?
Sleep is the most important thing for recovery, and taking it seriously, having a nighttime routine to set you up for great sleep. How are you going to promote the quality and duration of your REM sleep? And the biggest thing I picked up from Sleep Number was the data that you could acquire that next morning right away. I get to wake up, go into my journal, write down my sleep score, and it's been a steady anchor for me throughout this whole recovery process to just gain the momentum in my morning so I could attack every day and get the most out of each day.
I got to get a new mattress. I'm going to look into that. All right, before I let you go, who you got, KC or Philly?
I can't pick because I can see reasons on both sides.
Okay.
But I just want a good game. I don't want to blow out. I want a nail biter, and those are 2 phenomenal teams. They're obviously been at the top of their game for a long time in this league, or this past 5, 6, 7 years. The Chiefs dynasty is something that we get frustrated about, and it's the same thing with New England, but it's something to appreciate because they do a lot of the little things right, and the big moments they step up. So there's a lot to learn from that team down in Kansas City, but I'll definitely be watching the all 22 when I'm watching this game. That's for sure.
I bet you will. JJ, thanks so much for joining us here on HQ. The best on your road to recovery. We're sending our best here from CBS.
Thank you so much, Jenny. I'm talking to you. Great rest of your day.
Thank you, you as well. And we have all the coverage you can want and need live from New Orleans starting on February 5th. That is tomorrow. Can't believe that it is already here. The big game coming up this Sunday in New Orleans.